Fasten your seatbelts for the realest Eagles and Sixers YouTuber! One who plays no clickbait and gets to the point! The myth, the legend, Nicky Steves! Come to my channel, you know the deal. Yo, boy, always keeps things real. I'm simply statue think they slate, dropping unrealistic mad 2K takes for the clip. Even though cats like that get views closer to the milli, never hear me preach LeBron to Philly. Avoid you watching the Eagles all the way through the early 22. Authentic talk, forget what others do. Come to my channel, you know the deal. Yo, boy, always keeps things real. The 24/7, 365 way. Sports content for the reals that feel the day. Earlier today, I did my video responding to PK Subban's comments about the NBA. Now, what he said, some of it, I get where he's coming from. About, he's not playing with as much pride. I guess he's trying to indicate, like I said in the earlier video, that load management and the way they play the All-Star game being sloppy plays a role. It was part of what he was trying to indicate, and there is some degree of truth to it. But I also feel like he missed the ball on some stuff, particularly with the LeBron remarks. Like, he was trying to say LeBron doesn't have the same heart as MJ or Kobe. But, like I said, I could see if he's referring to LeBron sitting out All-Star weekend and some of that. But also at the same time, he doesn't fully give LeBron credit for some of the good things he's done. He doesn't give LeBron credit for stepping up in 2016 or stepping up in 2018 against the Celtics, Because I felt like, hey, if you want to say something like, hey, LeBron James has sometimes been clutch throughout his career, but at times he set out games with minor injuries. And he also talked about how the NBA players don't play as much while they're hurt compared to hockey players. And I can't really say anything about that personally because I don't follow the NHL. I just know the team names and the cities. So I can't comment on that part of it. Now, I'm sure there is some degree of truth to it because we know load management, a lot of players resting in the NBA. So that part is to some degree true. I get what he's saying about guys like from the Jordan era. It felt like they played with more heart because they consistently played, regardless of it seemed like they were always on the court. Guys playing up to 70-plus games a year, whereas now you rarely get that. There is some degree of truth to what he said there. But here's where he screwed up the most. When he said, I stopped watching after Kobe's death. That's where PK Subban screwed up the most. Because he's admitting that he hasn't really followed the NBA in recent years. So, according to his own stance, he's coming on here talking about how the NBA isn't, as soft compared to what it used to be. He's implying the players don't play with as much pride as they used to. But he's admitting he hasn't really watched over the past 4+ years. So, you haven't seen Giannis winning a chip with the Bucks. You didn't see Luka carry the Mavs to 2 deep playoff runs. You didn't see the Boston Celtics win. The Celtics Warriors, the Warriors winning their 4th championship. First post-super team Warriors. You didn't see all that. You didn't see the Denver Nuggets win their first ever championship led by Nikola Jokic. You didn't see Jokic win 3 MVPs. So that's where he screwed up. He's coming from the perspective of this just cynical former fan that's not a fan of the current product, who just came on TV to try to bring some recognition to his name. Because as soon as you say that, because after I went back and re-watched it, I'm like, wait a minute, you said you haven't watched it in recent years, so you don't really following with this. You're not following, like I said, Jokic's 3 MVPs and finals win with the Nuggets. You didn't follow Boston's second post-Bird championship. You didn't see the Bucks beating the Suns, basically, according to what you're saying, PK. So you're coming from a place of not having all the information about the current product, coming here talking about how it's soft. And like I said, as fans, a lot of us that have followed the league for years feel like it is to some degree, soft compared to what it used to be. Parts of what he's saying are true. However, you're sitting there admitting you haven't really followed much with the NBA recent years. So you're not really familiar with Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Domantas Sabonis, who's on the rise, Derek White. You don't really see these guys game. So you haven't really been following Victor Wembanyama and what he's doing. Because I bet you if you ask PK Subban who these guys are, based on what he said in the interview, I stopped after Kobe's death, you wouldn't know what these guys... You might only know these guys by name, or some of these guys by name, but can't really elaborate much on them. So right there, he kind of stuck his foot in his mouth there. Even though, yeah, like I said in the first video, parts of what he said is true. But then again, he admitted he hasn't really followed them in recent years, so he's not really in touch with the current NBA product, so it's hard to judge something you're not really following. I mean, so it makes me wonder, was he just doing this to get himself some name recognition? Maybe. But so that's ultimately where he screwed up right there, and I feel like he's going to lose credibility. And secondly, the way he just came out and said, oh, LeBron doesn't have the same heart as Kobe or MJ. Look, at times, yeah, it does come across that way. But if you're going to assess that, you got to go deeper into it than just say, oh, Kobe and MJ played with more heart than LeBron. That's a whole nother discussion. Now, if you would have said, hey, I feel like Kobe and Michael Jordan played with pride more frequently than LeBron, while LeBron James has at times played with the same type of pride, such as the 2016 Finals or leading a 3-1 comeback 2018 Eastern Conference Finals, or carrying them against the Detroit Pistons in 2007, I don't feel he does it as consistently. Then I'd be more on your side with what you said if that's where PK came from. So, to sum it up, yeah, parts of what PK Subban says about the NBA are true, to some degree, but it's also coming from a guy who admittedly isn't in keeping touch with the current product, so he's not really following what's going on with these European players, with the league having parity, having a different champion each year. So he undercuts his own credibility saying that right there. And that's all I'm going to say on this. You guys can comment, let me know what you think of PK's comments, whether you agreed with it, disagreed with it, half and half, whatever the case may be. Feel free to comment, let me know how you feel about it. And that's all I got for you for now. Also, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos about NBA, NFL related subjects. Have a great night or day. Catch you later.